for a little straight talk with a funeral director. And I know it's a subject that often doesn't come up at the dinner table, but that's exactly when you should have these conversations and discussions with your family and loved ones. Today, our experts with Edwards Funeral Service are here to help us. Jeff Edwards and Beth Buxton are both funeral directors. It's nice to have you back.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Today, we're going to discuss some of the payment ways regarding especially one, Jeff, life insurance policies. And you say that life insurance, while many people say that's the way that they're going to pay for their funeral services, isn't always the best way. What do you mean by that?
Well, there's so many things to understand about life insurance and making sure you have the right type of life insurance, the right product that can be used to pay for your funeral arrangements.
But don't most people get life insurance specifically with the understanding that that's what it's going to be used for? At least part of it.
A lot of people do, and that's a good thing. At least they're thinking in the right direction. But the type of policy, is it a group, is it a whole life, is it a term, how long it's been in effect prior to the time of death, all of those are factors that people don't think of. They think of, I need life insurance, and they go out and get life insurance, but there's a lot of other things that play into it.
But there have been occasions when a family's made arrangements, they come to see you, all of a sudden they realize that that life insurance policy they thought was going to cover things isn't there. What happens? How can that happen to a family?
That happens more often than people realize.
Wow.
It's sometimes people get in a financial bind. They may borrow against a policy, so that lowers the death benefit of that policy. There's times we've had families come in and they didn't realize that mom or dad cashed in their policy and used it for something else, and they thought that policy was going to pay for their funeral arrangement, and it just doesn't. Sometimes,
unfortunately, you're finding this out, or the family's finding it out, at a time that is a very difficult time for them, and you add this on top of it, right?
That's correct. It really is. It's very difficult, and as people age, you know, sometimes their income lowers. They get in fixed income. They can't afford premium payment. Sometimes they're embarrassed to tell their family, or their family doesn't have financial means to pay that premium, and that policy totally lapses. And then they're left destitute where, how do we pay for these funeral arrangements?
So how can you help them at that point, Jeff?
I recommend that they start the conversation even back when they think about getting life insurance. Start that conversation with us, with a funeral director. And the best product out there is obviously the prearranged funeral with a type of life insurance, which is where in Ohio funeral homes are required to store the money for safekeeping with either a third-party trust or an insurance vehicle. That's the best policy to have, and it also guarantees the price of the funeral at the time you put the program together and get the policy. It locks in a lot of the funeral home's costs, so 10 years down the road, it's paid for, but at yesterday's dollars.
Well, here's a question. Do you have to get a certain kind of life insurance? Or if you have a plan, can someone come in to see you or Beth and say, I'd like to use a portion of my life insurance and put it toward my funeral arrangements today? Can they do that?
They can do that and set aside and pre-assign a set amount.
Okay, it's called pre-assigning.
But it does not lock in today's costs doing it that way.
Gotcha. But so there are policies you can get that do lock it in, so you have the benefit of knowing it's there and getting a better price.
And the security of knowing that it's paid for, after it's, years down the road.
Beth, we've been talking about the benefits of seeing you people before you really need that immediate services of what you offer. What other ways can people put aside money then in order to pay for a funeral, or to know that that's what they want to do, but pre-planning?
I would say basically people can do a lot of things. They can have savings, but savings can be depleted. If illness occurs, someone gets placed into a nursing home, those funds can go away quickly. So that may not be the best way to make sure that your funeral costs are covered. Life insurance is a great product. Most people buy life insurance, like you said, for a death, but at the same time, they can leave a legacy behind for their family. It depends on what their goals truly are. And I think life insurance agents play a big role in that. They need to educate the family, make sure what those goals are, and help them purchase a product that will meet those goals. And
once again, great education from you both. And Jeff, I know if people want to know more, they should come to see you and sit down, so everybody's case is different and you can talk them through it.
At least give us a call.
All right, Jeff, Beth, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Nice to see you.
Thank you.